G'day folks, I'm the Coffee Bush Kid. Oh, for the second instalment of What Have I Found, we are going to have a look at what I got at one of the detecting rallies that we attended. So, strap yourself in and let's have a look at what we've got. Well, here's some of the finds that we got at the rally. I'm going to start off with this one, and it is a maker's plate. I only dug it out with the scrape of the foot. It does say Petter, Ironmonger, Yeovil. So where we were detecting at the rally wasn't very far from Yeovil. So that was just a nice little close find that we found. Quite happy with that one. There was not a lot of stuff to be got off the fields, I can tell you actually. Some people were really, really lucky. I unfortunately wasn't, but we did get some interesting stuff, much like this. And it's a lead thing. You go, great. No, this is actually a Roman lead stylus. Now they would have used this for writing in wax or in fact even on slate. But you can tell by the pointy end there, they weren't bent. It was supposed to be straight. This has potentially been hit by a plough or bent over by something. But that is a very, very old piece of lead. I was quite happy to find that. I have found others in the past, but this one will be making its way home with us. We've already done the license for it. This little thing here, that is a strap end. So we can see here right in the edge there, that's a rivet. And there probably was another one there. And yeah, that would have been squashed in between a piece of leather just to have a end on your piece of leather, stop it fraying. You can go through your belt, everything like that. It's a very, very fine piece of copper alloy. But yeah, it was an interesting find nonetheless. What else have we got? Now, I've got two left. These are the rippers. Now, have a look at that. You go, yep. I have been informed that this is part of a Roman fibula brooch where the spring end is. So a fibula brooch has a long bit with a bit that goes over the top and a pin and a catch plate. This is up the front. But actually, if I do that, that is very, very thin enamelling. Orange, green, brown, that would have been in some sort of design. I reckon that is pretty neat. Now, as I said once before, I've been swinging the Legend with the LG24. Very happy to have found this. And I was also happy to find this. You know, that's a cut in half musket ball. You would think that until you start to see those dimplings. So we've got 4 of those there, and you can see them now nicely. But I also did spot just recently, there's some more underneath. One there would have been another one there. This is the top of a Roman pin. So Roman, Tony, Roman. That's a cracking little find. Now I got that at, it must have been about 4 or 5 inches in depth. So very, very happy with that. Yeah, but as I said, it was a tough gig. There were a lot of people that didn't find stuff. Some people did find some great stuff. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the great stuffy thing, but you know, still, there's some interesting finds there that'll make the cabinet look quite good. Anyway, enough of that. We had a couple of questions asked in the feed. Now, one of them was taking a detector on the plane. If you have something that has batteries, it must be in your carry-on. So that's, you know, whatever breed you've got of machine, the control pod will have an inbuilt lithium battery that goes in your carry-on, so it's got to come off the shaft. Headphones are one that escapes the radar, but of course you've got inbuilt batteries in those. If you've got any power banks or other battery sources for your detector, that must be in your carry-on. All the rest of the stuff that is non-batteried, just put it in your suitcase. So shaft of your detector or your coils, except if you're playing with the Deus, or your digging gear, make sure you do put your hand digger in your suitcase, not your carry-on. A dim view will be taken. So yeah, as long as it's all the battery stuff goes on carry-on, all your other detecting gear in your case, in the hull of the plane, off you go, have fun on your holiday. The other thing that we need to discuss is export licenses. So I'm over here, I find stuff. As long as we fill out the export license for something that's over 50 years old, then you can carry it back. Now, if it is more than 10% of a precious metal, so silver, gold and the like, it must go to the FLO, so the Fines Liaison Officer. They'll check it all out and eventually it will come back to you and go, yep, no worries, you can have that, unless it is deemed treasure. So even a silver coin, so you find a hammered that's got a hole in it, that's actually potentially been made into jewellery, therefore that is treasure, therefore that must go off to a Fines Liaison Officer. They'll suss it all out, let you know one way or the other. If you can keep it, all well and good, it comes back to you. If a museum says, actually, we wouldn't mind that in our collection, you will be paid for it, but half will go to you, half will go to the farmer. So, yeah, it's a fairly fair enough thing. So, yeah, and it doesn't take much to do. Just fill out your licenses, follow the prompts. There are helpful sections there. People will get in touch with you if need be to answer your questions. Do the right thing. You've got nothing to worry about on the way home then. Well, there you are. There's my finds, and I hope that that has answered some of the questions that's been asked in the feed as well. Well, I'm the Coffee Bush Kid. This is what have I found in the UK, and you are watching The Miner's Den Show.